All right, we're live from Bellevue, Washington, here at the beautiful Hyatt Regency. This is the Reliability Conference. It is a fantastic venue. It is a wonderful event. Great content, great people. Brought to you by those wonderful individuals from Reliability Web. They put on a great show. If you are a asset management, reliability, or even a maintenance professional, or if you're even thinking about getting into the profession, go to reliabilityweb.com. Find out more. I guarantee you, they have the answers for you. It is a wonderful community. Got a lot of passionate people. And speaking of passionate people, we're talking to a gentleman by the name of Allan Rienstra. Did I get that?
No. But it's
okay.
close.
No. That's not close. That's not good enough. Allan
Rienstra.
Oh, see, come on. That was close. You're right.
It was pretty close.
Rienstra. Please note. And he's with SDT, and we're going to be talking a little bit about IoT and their award. So how you doing, Allan? Thank you very much. And we had a little bit of a technical glitch in the beginning, and we just sort of rolled with it, and then we moved on.
You know, nobody would ever know if you didn't mention it.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of podcasts. Nobody really cares.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, they're normal. They're normal people. I have problems too.
Yeah.
So anyway, hey, thank you very much. You've got the hardware right there, the bling right in front. If you're out on Facebook Live, you see it. It's fantastic. And it's got some weight. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't for the listeners out there, let's get a little level set here. Let's talk a little bit about you, a little bit about SDT, and then we're going to go into IoT. What's SDT all about?
Sure. Well, let me just go back because you asked me how I'm doing, and I didn't get a chance to answer you. And I want to tell you because of this baby right here, right. I am on cloud 9. Woohoo! I am absolutely over the top.
I like it, man.
Because this is 2 years. This is 2 years of product.
That's 2 years in the making.
2 years of product development, software development, and it's just a huge team effort. So shout out to the SDT International R&D team. They've just gone over the top.
I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Me
Most
too.
definitely.
Me too.
And we'll just go. Let's venture into it. Let's just say, forget about knowing a little bit about you because, well, are you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn.
Are you active on LinkedIn?
Hugely active.
Okay, for you listeners out there and people who are watching on Facebook Live, just go out there. And his last name is Rienstra. That's Rienstra. Allan with 2 L's. Find out. He's got the street cred. That's his. That's his playing card out there. So
thanks, bud.
Some street cred.
Appreciate
Okay,
that, Scott.
So let's do this.
All right.
2 years. So somebody at SDT said, "Hey, let's do this."
Yeah. Well, actually, our customers told us.
Aha.
It's listening to our customers. Our customers tell us what they need in the products, and then we turn the products into solutions for them. This is also really super aligned with. We have a vision statement. It's about 10 bullet points long. 2 of those vision statements are huge. Hugely represented by this award. The first one is to build products that are necessary, that are affordable, that are relevant, and not full of fluffy features that our customers don't need.
I like that.
Yep.
I love that a lot.
Us too. It's
good.
I think it's really big for us because it means that it's part of us being aligned to the message of the Uptime Elements framework.
Yep.
Because we feel that our products have both integrity and authenticity, because there's nothing about them there that pulls the wool over our customers' eyes. They see it, they recognize whether they need it or not, and then we go into business.
Number 2, the other value point, the vision statement. We've got the build products that are relevant, and then you went in and then you
Oh,
said
yeah, sure. Sorry. Yeah. And then the second one, which I think is equally important, is to continue to push the boundaries of our technology. We want to push the boundaries of our technology and create new applications for ultrasound.
So in the case of, you go down this road, you're listening to your customer, which is very important, and I think it's vitally important that if every company listen to the customers, because they have a pain, and that pain is very evident. And if you can resolve that pain just from a sales point of view, it's a powerful thing.
This is the way I wake up in the morning and I say, none of my customers are going to crawl to bed this morning and say, "Hey, today seems like a good day to buy an ultrasound detector." Nobody does that. Nobody says that. But they do have pain points, as you say. And so what we want to do is we want to sell them data and solutions that solve problems that make their lives better.
Very good. Now, IoT. Give us a little background in the IoT component. And how are you taking that the sound device, the ultrasound device, and moving it into an IoT type of framework?
Sure. So IoT, or Industrial Internet of Things, that's the connectivity of sensors and applications, and bringing data hopefully into a centralized place. Everybody's talking IoT.
Everybody.
And nobody really knows what it is yet. They're investing.
That's right. It's a device that I can stick out on that asset, and then it communicates data to something that collects it, and then I can sit there and slice and dice it, I guess.
Right. So when we talk IoT, we're not necessarily always having a synchronous conversation, because you could be thinking something completely different than what I am. From our point of view, we're in the asset condition management, asset condition monitoring business. So our solutions give our customers a better understanding about the health of their assets and the reliability of their factories. And we do that by feeding them conditional data about their assets. The problem we see in industry is what we call data silos. So you'll have your vibration department, and they're looking at vibration data.
Yes.
You've got your infrared department looking at infrared data, your ultrasound department looking at ultrasound data. How can we bring all of that data into one place, knock down the walls?
Holistic condition monitoring.
Got it.
There you go.
So this is what the SDT340 and UAS4. So SDT340 is our hardware. UAS, or Ultra Analysis Suite 4.0, is our software. And together, they make a cloud-connected condition monitoring solution. And we have the capacity in Ultra Analysis Suite 4 to bring in all of these other ACM elements, the vibration, the infrared, the oil analysis.
So the problem the customer communicated to you was, hey, I've got infrared over here, and that's a silo, and then I've got ultrasound, and that's a silo, and they go out and they're doing that thing, and then I've got this and that, and they're all silos, collecting information, collecting data, collecting the health on that same asset, whatever it is, but nobody's talking. That's the problem that you solve by being able to say, yeah, go ahead, and bring it up to whatever that point.
Yeah, just to that point, I mean, people look at the Uptime Elements framework. They look at that green domain, which is asset condition management, and they all talk about technologies, condition monitoring technologies. What I see people ignoring is that very first element in the top left-hand corner, which is ACI, asset condition information. And asset condition information, to me, that's the secret sauce. If you can bring all of the ACM data into one platform where everybody has access to it, you've knocked down the silos, you've knocked down the walls, you got everybody talking. That's why we won this award, because that's what we promised to do.
And see, that's really fascinating, because so you're sitting there, and then now the end user, whoever that might be, right?
Yep.
The reliability, in-house reliability person, whatever it might be, is looking at, is it a, let's say, a dashboard?
Mm-hmm.
Can I dashboard it and then look at assets and then see it and then pull in from that? Let's say it's a motor, it's a pump, I don't care what it might be. It has an asset number, and then I can see all of the condition monitoring results.
Right. So we start with a dashboard of plants, and those plants can be anywhere in the world, because again, UAS4 is in the cloud.
Right.
You click on a plant, now you're at the asset level. So now you can see 5, 10, 1,000 assets. That asset might not be in this facility. It could be halfway around the world.
Sure.
All right. And there could be 3 or 4 different condition monitoring technicians working on that asset, entering data simultaneously with full robustness, no crashing. It's an incredible, people have never seen a database engine this robust.
Okay, so I got a couple of questions.
Yep.
The first question is, one, so I'm looking at that asset, that motor. I'm sitting at my desk, I'm looking at it, I'm seeing all of the data that's associated. Is there going to be, or is there an analytical component that's saying, That's out of parameters. That's all fine. That's good. That's not good. Is there? I can see that.
Right. So we click on the plant, we click on the asset, and then the asset itself could have, a bearing on this end, a bearing on that end, a coupling, another bearing, another bearing. So we click on the bearing, and now we're looking just at that asset, the data from that bearing only. So now we got to.
You're even drilled down to the bearing. That's great.
Yeah. So there we drill down into the time domain. We look at the frequency, we look at the temperature, we look at the rotational speed, and then whatever other ancillary data from the other elements we can feed into there. So it's a complete picture on the health of that one bearing. Or it could be a gearbox, it could be a complex.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
whatever condition tools that are being applied to that particular asset, and it's pulling in the data, they're able to see that.
Bingo.
That's fantastic.
Bingo,
and then the second question I have is that you brought up an interesting scenario where you might have plants around the world, and there's a pump there, and that's a similar pump than the pump over here, which is similar to, so you have a bunch of these similar pumps. I can theoretically, correct me if I'm wrong, I can see solutions that have been applied to that particular pump and be able to do, and I'm having a problem with this pump, but I can go back here and say, oh, okay, I see what happened. I see the condition associated with that pump, and then I know what to do.
Yeah, we're not knocking down the data silos in a factory. If your company has 50 plants worldwide, we're knocking down the geographical boundaries. So you're exactly right. You've got an oil and gas producer in Texas with a sister up in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Similar assets, similar plant structure. Yep. Everybody sees everybody's data. Everybody's talking.
Yeah, and see, that's fantastic because then we get down to safety, we get down to uptime, we get down to all of the components that you keep that asset running and making money the way it needs to be based off of good. And does your system also provide a notification? Something's out of parameter, something, yep. Hey, it's escalating, whatever the analytics are. Yep. Hey, you better check that pump.
It does, and now we can talk a little bit about the P to F curve.
Yes.
So the P to F curve is really important because we want every maintenance intervention to be a planned maintenance intervention. We don't want to do anything unscheduled because when we do things unscheduled, people get hurt. People get killed.
Absolutely.
We have to work without stress. We have to work with procedures and planning. So ultrasound owns the apex of the PDF curve. We own the very top of the PDF curve. As soon as something goes out of whack, as soon as a condition changes,
yes.
Ultrasound picks it up before any other technology. So for example, we have a partner paper mill back in Toronto.
Yep.
And we reported to them a bearing defect, doesn't matter what the machine is. We reported to them a bearing defect in November of 2018. They came back and said 18 hours to repair that bearing. Their shutdowns are only 12 hours long. They're monthly shutdowns. Once a quarter, they have a 24-hour shutdown.
Yeah, I'm
so
familiar with that.
We had to wait 4 months before we could change that bearing out. By the time we got to the 4 months, that was in stage 4. It was critical, but we stopped it without any unplanned downtime.
That's right. Because
we own the apex of the P to F curve.
From a device perspective, the ultrasound, I see an individual with a particular gear going out and listening and looking at the assets. Yeah. Are there devices that exist that you could sit out there, boom, put it on that asset and then track it?
That's where we're going with. Yeah. That's where we're going with our software. So
that's
now
exactly right.
We can put sensors in place, run them into a modem that's going to connect by Wi-Fi back to our software. So we can start bringing stuff. Because the other problem is, safety. Everything's guarded. Man, you can't put your hand close enough to get data anymore.
That's right.
So we have to run the data to a safe place.
See, I love that. And that's, where do you see it? I mean, let's just be candid here. I mean, the speed at which you guys are moving is pretty phenomenal. Although this award has taken 2 years. Now you're going to see pretty much some interesting leaps in those aha moments of saying, you know what we can do? We can do that. You're right. We can do that. And it requires just, do this and tweak that, and now you're doing something different.
Well, the next big thing for us is to finish the development of our wireless sensors. So when our wireless sensors are ready, now we cut the cable, and that's going to be a beautiful thing.
Golly. See, and there are devices out there that are wireless right now, and I remember long ago, and I had a project that I was going to do on some sort of asset, but I had to dig a trench, and I had to hardwire it. It was a big deal, just to try to get some data. The world is.
It's a great time to be alive, man.
It really is, and it's a great time to be in the asset management reliability space. I think that is a burgeoning profession that I think that just has tremendous opportunities. Allan, hang tight. You're going to have to deal with business. Okay, you've heard me once, you've heard me twice, you've heard me 3 times. And in fact, if you were listening to these podcasts over this particular conference, you've heard me a number of times. You need to go out to reliabilityweb.com. That's reliabilityweb.com. Go to events. And in events, you will see things that are coming up that are being sponsored by and produced by reliabilityweb.com. The first one is Maximo World. That is August 6th through the 8th, Lake Buena Vista, and that is in Florida. That is really, it's Orlando, quite frankly. Did you go there? No? Okay, it's great. Great event. Yep. And then the second one is IMC 2019. This is in Marco Island, Florida.
That's going to be fun.
This is a change in venue, and apparently that is just going to be great. So you, asset management, reliability, or even maintenance professional, or anybody that is interested in getting involved in understanding this profession in greater detail, you need to go to those events. You need to. It's a must. It is on your bucket list. And you can find out more at reliabilityweb.com. Click, and they're great people, and you will not be disappointed big time. All right, Allan, thank you very much. Congratulations on that award. That's the Internet of Things. Okay, listen to this. Digitalization. You got it. There they say. There you go.
Digitalization. You nailed
Digitalization as I look at
it.
it. Because I'm not going to say it without looking at the word, by the way. You have a great – you guys have a booth up there in the expo?
We do, yeah.
There you go, man.
Right up beside our partner, our U.S. partner, Ludeca.
I know them well.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Thank you once again for joining the Reliability Radio, and thank you for listening. And we're going to be back with some other incredible interviews, so stay tuned and continue to listen.